What's up, everybody? Guess who it is? It is us. And we're coming back at you with another podcast after almost 2 years.
You know what we messed up, though? We didn't hit our...
We're out of practice.
I know.
We're out of practice.
We are.
But, you know, it's cool because we're kind of resetting the podcast and we're going to get a whole new vibe. Is our title going to be Remixed Up? Is that what we're going with?
I don't know. I mean,
I kind of liked it.
I did like it, but then I also, I had like... The other one was like Murder on a Monday because our podcast comes out on Mondays. And nobody likes to go to work on Monday, but it's nothing to do with crime, just a murder on a Monday. But then a fellow listener was like, why don't you do Remixed Up? I'm like,
it was kind of fire.
It was.
So what you want to go with? That's right on the spot right now.
I know.
What are we going with?
I don't know. We just
whatever you feel in your head in 5 seconds. 5, 4, whatever you say first. 3,
oh, no,
2, 1.
No, you do it.
Come
Ready?
on. No,
you gotta do it. We're rock, paper, scissors. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors.
What are you going with there? What's the winner?
No.
On who does it?
Yeah, who does it? Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You're doing it.
You won.
No, you're doing it. That's not how that works at all. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh no. Fine. We'll just remix it up.
Do you want Murder on a Monday?
No, I think it's cheesy now. I think it's cheesy. Now that I'm like hearing it, I'm like, oh, it's cheesy.
Murder on a Monday?
Yeah.
When we do our crime podcast, we would call it Murder on a Monday.
Oh,
no, just over the whole Murder on a Monday.
Yeah.
So Remixed Up.
All
right. Welcome to Remixed Up, guys. Long intro, but we know we had to get the title together. So
on the spot.
On the spot. Thanks, Mike. So it's been a long time since we've talked to the people, right?
It's been way
almost 2 years. I think we looked, and our last upload for the podcast was August of 2022. So yeah.
Yeah, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Is he though? Is he really sorry? We don't know.
We don't know. Is she sorry though?
I am.
So yeah, we're back at it. Spontaneously, we had no intentions of recording today, but you know, we had a little bug in our ear that said, "Hey, get back on that grind." And we was like, "All right, got you."
See, what happened was, I went live on our Instagram because we went on a little date night, and went live on our Instagram, and then somebody showed up, and I was like, "Wow, there's somebody." I just I wanted to see who was gonna show up. And then he was like, I thought you guys were making an announcement. I'm like, what announcement? I was like, what announcement? He's like, the podcast. I'm like, what podcast? Like, what podcast are you doing? He's like, no, the podcast that we have. I was like, oh, we do have a podcast that we slightly let go.
Kind of used to do back in the day, if you guys remember the So Mixed Up podcast.
Yeah.
So,
wow, So Mixed Up
So Mixed Up podcast. It's a long time ago.
Yo.
But we're back at it now. I'm going to try to make it a weekly thing like we used to.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make it a weekly thing like we used to. We're going to sit down and chop it up.
I think it's going to be like more relationship stuff, since that was originally, I think, our goal was to have a podcast about like relationships and, whatever stuff that's happened in our lives. I also think we should like vamp it up a little bit more with like what we hear on like the news, not the news, but like the gossip stuff, like with the whole Kendrick and Drake situation.
Fire.
That's like pop culture in there, relationship. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think I got a little bored after we started talking about ourselves. Because I'm like, we're not that interesting. Like
yeah, we don't be doing much.
we don't like. I think originally we were talking about like, oh, we were gonna do this, and I think when we first started, like we were gonna get married. We were getting married. We had the wedding. Then moving in, like also, but now we're just like, all right, we are at. I mean, we moved in here in 2022.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it'll be 2 years in this place, I believe, in August. So yeah, we must have stopped doing the pod right when we moved into this place.
Yeah, so like I mean, we lived in this place for basically 2 years. We are thinking about moving to a house. So like, well,
when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it might be 3 years in this place, low key.
Maybe.
We got married in 2020, and it's 2024. So
but no, we lived at the other place for 18 months.
So that'd have been like 21 when we moved out of there then. So 22, 23. I think we've been here 3 years in August.
Really?
That's crazy.
It's wild.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild to know that we've lived in like 2 different places for like multiple years. Like,
Yeah.
Time is flying. We've been married. It's gonna be 4 years next month.
Yeah. 4 years.
I think we started this podcast right before we got married. I think maybe like March or April or something before we got married. We got married in July.
Yep.
So yeah, we've been married 4 years now. That's
I'm still
wild.
there. Still there.
Yeah, I kept her, guys. I kept her.
Yeah, I know. Wink, wink. I did mention in our little like live that we did. I'm like, yeah, we're just bigger.
Facts.
We are.
Bigger.
We are bigger.
Hopefully that changes soon. We'll
Yes.
see. We're gonna get back on. We gotta get back on our YouTube grind too of like
We do.
losing weight and just doing fun stuff. We're just trying to get back to just being active in more ways than one. Like active, like physically active. Posting and just getting back to doing fun things that we used to do before we just let like that work grind get us and tear us down.
Yeah. Basically the work grind, and then like we just got really lazy. Like I'm not even gonna be like, oh, we didn't get lazy. Like we just got lazy.
Facts. Like definitely the laziness set in, and then like it's weird with like with laziness. Like the more you don't do something, the more you're just going to keep not doing it. Like it's hard to get back to doing something or to start doing something. So when it's like, you take a few weeks breaks, and then a few weeks becomes a month, and a few months, and then a couple of years. That's when you scratched me from the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it just kind of...
Don't blame me.
Because you looking like, what's that? I'm like, you did it.
Okay, hold on. For reference, we were wrestling, and then I cut my nails. See, I cut my nails, but I did scratch them by accident.
Claw the crap out of me.
Oh, we have tattoos now. I don't think we shown those like on on our. We did show us.
Yours is on a good hand. Mine's like, how do I?
I was just doing it.
We got some matching tattoos.
We did.
So we did show it when?
No, because remember, I think on Instagram we did it like you posted like, oh, your favorite tattoo.
Oh yeah.
And then your story, and then I did mine. So.
But we got some matching tattoos. That was back in December.
I got another tattoo over here.
She did get another tattoo, so she's getting
I'm getting some
up.
more. Mom, don't hate me. She's like, you don't get tattoos. Why you get? I'm like, Mom, I don't do drugs.
She's trying to be like me now.
I don't smoke. Like, I don't party. This is my thing.
Yeah, so she's becoming a tattooed hottie.
I would say though, and I think, not to cut you off, but I think I've gone a little bit more comfortable in our relationship that like I don't mind. I think when we first started, I was not comfortable. Like I wasn't comfortable talking about topics. I wasn't comfortable about like, why are you laughing?
Because it's true.
Okay,
we're going to do a relationship podcast today. Whenever we start talking about our relationship, she get emotional or don't want to talk. And it's like, so
there's growth.
So what's the podcast going to be about there? Because we were all like, we're going to talk about our relationship and like, maybe conflicts or confrontations or, problems that we might have had and how we work through them. And but then when we would talk about them, she'd be like, she'll...
Like I was shut down. Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm having a podcast talking to myself. And I'm like, so like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, so do you want to keep doing this podcast? Do you want to keep talking about our relationship? Because like when we do, you kind of,
Yeah.
So
I would say I think the job that I do now has helped because I've been. Wait, I feel like do you see something?
No, I was just wondering because is that bend over there? Is it like busted on the bottom? Because like it's. Or is it like 2 different entrances?
No, there's 2
upside down. Whatever. That's not part of the podcast. Who cares?
See, I'm like, what is it? What's happening?
Doing this job has helped you. What?
I think it has helped me like be more open. I think also you. I think putting more trust in you and just like relying on you and just feeling comfortable. Like I'm not comfortable in my skin because I've gained a lot of weight. You can just see the love handles here. But I think I've gotten more comfortable in like talking about things and being able to like express my emotions a lot better than I have before. And then like when I talk to like other like coworkers of mine or other people that I talk to like around the streets and stuff, like not actual streets, but around the block. Around the block.
Hey, you with the blue sweater. How's your relationship going?
I'm gonna toot my own horn. I think our relationship is like really good. I think that just because I think our mindset of it's like we're gonna grow old together, we communicate and we respect each other. So it's like,
Yeah, so I think it's easy for us to talk about, maybe, if conflicts arise, because we get through our conflicts pretty quickly. Like, they're not like things that fester or, like, oh yeah, we haven't spoken in 3 days because we're mad at each other. Like, we don't do things like that. So it's like, I think it's easier for us to.
I think that's something that we both kind of agreed in the beginning of relationships. Like, we're not gonna let things fester, and I did struggle with that a lot in our beginning. Like, we would have something, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm fine, and then you're like, are you sure you're fine? And then like a couple hours later, it wouldn't be days, it would be a couple hours later, he'd be like, well, you could have just talked about it when it first happened. Now you're going to talk about it now, and I don't want to talk about it. And so, like,
I tell people that at work, like when they're talking about like their relationships or whatever, like I was like, look, I've always, like, when I entered this relationship, I was always like upfront, like, look, we're gonna talk about what we need to talk about right then. Sometimes, yeah, it might sound like I'm being an asshole, but like, I'm like, look, we need to talk about what we're gonna talk about then, because like hours later, like I'm not gonna care as much as I cared in the moment, because like I asked you what was wrong, I wanted to talk about it, and then like hours later you want to talk about it, I'm just like, oh, I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I wanted to talk about it then. Like, if I did something that offended you, or if you're hurt by something I did or said, then we need to talk about it and, explain both of our sides and work through it and, whatever, and resolve it, But when it's like hours later, I'm just like, I'm playing Call of Duty now or something. Yeah. Like, I don't, I'm over it.
I mean, that's something that like I had to really adjust to. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust. It's been a while since we got new.
We did get some new stands.
Yeah, like we don't have those.
We used to have the boom mics, which I still have one of them up.
The other one, the ones I took it away.
I think, well, she wanted ones that are like in front of us more than the ones that hang down. So we decided to get some new mics. And, I mean, we always had the intentions on coming back. We just, just didn't,
I was, little by little, I was trying to get stuff like.
Got these, a few months ago, maybe back in like, probably around your birthday, maybe?
Yeah, I think so, because I think we got her, if you don't know, just going to plug some stuff in, go to Yash with the Observer, because his personal YouTube channel, you can see me there. We're reacting to anime.
We reacting.
I've gotten into anime more, guys. Like,
I've been trying to, look, I mean, you see the bookshelf behind us. I mean, I've been trying to get her into anime more, and it's a slow progress, but we working on it. Yeah. So we bought these mics because we do react. We have a react channel, Yash the Observer, and we try to. I don't know. Try to stay active over there. It's hard though. It's very hard just because, whatever. So many hoops that I gotta jump through, like with editing the videos and then I'm blocking my videos and I gotta re-edit it and then it gets tiring. But
he does also look. I'm over here just plugging you in. He also has a podcast with his brother.
I do actually,
and they talk about all types of anime things. And I can't tell you nothing about it because it's
strictly anime. I don't even have a title to it. Which coming up Monday, I'm gonna try to I might text him tonight and be like, yo, let's get a title on that, because once I upload, I mean, this is gonna be on YouTube first, just because we haven't potted in 2 years, so my subscription to my Captivate is no longer active. So
secret stuff.
I know. That's why I just need to get that back going in a week or so. And with that, I'm allowed to have multiple shows on there, so I can also put the audio form of my brother and I's podcast up on there, and so I need to get a name of it or a name for it, so we can do that, and we can have guests for people who watch this and listen and like anime and stuff. If you want to come chat with us or whatever the case may be, I'm down. Cause we do it virtually. We don't even meet up in person. It's something we just do over Discord, and we have our cameras up and we record ourselves. And I think I put up a full episode the other day that we did. We do it every Monday. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, go over there and watch that. I'm very committed to posting it every week. I mean, we've been doing this for like a year. I've only put up like 3 episodes, but we've literally been faithfully doing it for
also if y'all
every Monday.
Can like actually watch the videos, get his views up, because
get the views up.
The one video I just saw, it only had 4 views, and I was like, I know, ridiculous.
I'm like I'm trying to get myself back into the motion of uploading and trying to figure out these analytics to get these views and all of this. So, because I am monetized on YouTube, so if I stay active and get some stuff up and actually get some views, I can get a few dollars, So,
I mean,
if you want to get, or you don't have to pay me. All I got to do is watch a video, and hopefully I can get a few pennies off of it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I'm definitely going to look forward to doing more of that. I'm going to get her to get more into her diabetic Maggie, possibly, maybe.
It's curly-headed diabetic.
Curly-headed diabetic. You're right. You're right. Curly-headed
Get
diabetic.
it right.
So if I can get her to get more on that, but we're gonna get back on more so mixed up.
I think with the so mixed up stuff, I think should we revamp that up? Like, do you think?
I don't know. We can do. I don't know.
Oh no, I think maybe we should just leave it as so mixed up there, and then we change this to a different. Like, this can be the remix.
So start.
Oh, so remixed.
YouTube with just our podcast stuff. Is that what you're saying? What are you trying to say? I'm sorry.
So like, I think our podcast can just be like, what if we do like so remixed?
Like the name of it?
Yeah.
So remixed?
Yeah. Because we can still keep, and then like our YouTube channel will be like so mixed up.
So we're change the.
So I was thinking for our so mixed up YouTube channel. I know. So for our so mixed up YouTube, that can just be like fun videos.
Yeah.
Like, let's not. I mean, we can upload, I guess, our YouTube videos there for our podcast, people that want to watch it. But I think we should definitely separate the two. I think that's why I also got a little bit more of a burnout, because I feel like we kept trying to combine everything together, and then we had like all these other things that we were trying to do. And I think I was just like, I don't want anything anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. And I'm like, and then I got lazy, and I was like, you know what? No more. So I think if we just keep the two things separately, we might be able to like really put in like an effort. Like, okay, now this is our YouTube channel. I mean, of course, we'll upload these videos there, so that way you guys can watch them. But our podcast is going to be something different, and that way we don't have to. I feel like with YouTube, I kind of want to like monetize ourselves in a way of like we're not so like graphic, you know, where I feel like our podcast
not swear and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
and I feel like with our I feel like with our podcast, I think we should be more the word raw, and just be like, all right, we can swear if we want to, and be like, oh, let's bleep bleep bleep, you know. I want to keep two things. I want to keep them like more like, you know, family, like my family, like will watch stuff. And so I want to feel comfortable, like my nieces and nephews, like our nieces and nephews watching stuff without them be like, our Tia and Uncle Joshua just said a couple of F-bombs and I don't, you know.
Okay. We could definitely do that.
Yeah.
So you wanted just a separate YouTube channel just for our podcast and like just more serious stuff, or like just for podcast purposes?
I think we can keep the same YouTube channel. We can just like put a little section that says, oh, our podcast, if they want to watch it. But I feel like we should upload YouTube videos for our like so mixed up YouTube videos. If that makes sense. Like, we should not just be like, oh, we did upload a video, but it's only our podcast video that we upload. Like, I want to actually upload.
So you want to get back into uploading more videos. Got you. But still upload the podcast to the same channel as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think we should just have a little tab for it. Just be like
a certain playlist. Like, hey, this is the podcast. And you know what? YouTube actually, on their channels, they actually have like a podcast section now for channels. So I don't know if that's like through let me get technical with you. I don't know if that's through a RSS feed, or if that's just uploading videos and considering them podcasts on YouTube. I'm not sure, but I'll figure all that out.
Yeah.
And we'll get down with that. I'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we haven't, it's weird because as much as it's been 2 years since we've done a podcast, nothing has changed, which is fucked up. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Cause like we work the same jobs. Like nothing has truly changed over the last 2 years.
I mean, I got a promotion.
You weren't BHF the last time we probably recorded? Okay, then. Okay, I'll talk about that then, you know.
I'll talk about it as much as I can talk about it because of the company that I work for. Before I was a BHS, which is a behavioral health specialist. I was more with the patients. Now I'm a BHF, which is a behavioral health facilitator. I do more of like managing the programming. I am the right hand man of a charge nurse. So the charge nurse is there. I'm like their running human guinea pig, running around, making sure that things are running are running smoothly. I communicate with them, and then they communicate with me like if they want me to do certain tasks, or like I'll tell them about behavior things that happen on the unit. So the charge nurse and myself, so the BHFs, we're basically like leadership on the unit. So I don't get to have any final say, but I can like put my input in things, especially when it comes to like behavioral stuff. that's like my realm of scope. I can put input with that, and that's like what I'm doing now. I've done it for about a year and a half. Yeah, a year and a half. It has its moments. It's some days I come home from work and I'm like, I had a good day today. Like, I felt like I was empowered. And then there's other days where, not other days, most of the days I come home and I'm like, I really don't like what I'm doing. It's not so much the kiddos, because I know the kiddos come to us in a crisis, and that's what our inpatient is. It's like they come to us in a crisis. We stabilize them, and then we send them home, wherever their home is. I think it's more dealing with the staff. We do have, like, senior staff that have been there for a while, and they kind of get stuck to their customs of what they want to do. So when we moved into the new building, we had to, like, change a lot of things, and people are not easy to accept change, that I've learned. So it's been rough. And now we're down to only like 5 BHF so far, and not happy about that. I'm like, I keep asking, like, are we gonna hire new people? Like, what's going on? Like, can we hire from people from the outside? Like, doesn't have to be from, like, what's it called? The interim? What's the word?
I would say inside. I don't know.
And then
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like, can we hire somebody else? Like, I'd rather have somebody else that's, like, from the outside coming in, so that way, like, they don't know our BS, and they maybe have a different mindset of what's going on, and it can help us in a different way, that we're not just stuck in the same, like, freaking circle over and over and over and over and over again. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of improvements they,
Yeah.
at least try to attempt to make, to try to make things better, smoother. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other thing else is, like, we are trying, but not really trying, to get pregnant. That's another big thing this year. Is it gonna happen this year? I'm not gonna put all my eggs in that basket.
We took the button. Hold on.
Oh. There you go. We still have the pictures,
we still
guys.
have the buttons.
So I think it was earlier this year. I think I put myself in the mindset, like, oh, I want to get pregnant and all that stuff. And I still want to get pregnant. Earlier this year, I guess we can talk about that. It's kind of, I went to a fertility doctor. Is that the right word? Fertility doctor, to get myself checked out to make sure everything is like, because I was messing with it too, but I was like just going up and down. Pause. Just make sure everything is there. And so I wasn't aware of, like, the object they have to in there. It was pretty big. I ended up telling Joshua, I was like, do you know the object that they just have to in there is pretty long? And he's like, oh, he made a joke about it, like, oh, like, it's like, you should be used to it. I'm like, no, it's not even, no, it's, and it's the crazy part of it. The crazy part is that, like, I think that's a Mexican thing, honestly. I think we all,
your mom does it a lot too.
Yeah, like, we whistling and making, like, all these signals. I think it has to be a Mexican thing. But I went there. I had no idea. Like, my mom didn't tell me, my sister-in-law didn't tell me, like, what I was supposed to prepare for myself for. So I go there. They're like, oh, you take your clothes, like, your lower half off. I'm like, okay, cool. Mind you, they tell you got to drink, like, 32 ounces of water. You can't pee. You have to hold your bladder. I'm like,
and
great.
she pees a lot.
I do. And I'm like, this is, all right. I'm like, whatever. So they schedule, like, at 10 a.m. So, I showered, drank my water, held it in, go there. And so she's like, all right, we're going to, like, we're going to just, like, the first ultrasound part of it. And I'm like, okay, we're going to, like, check around. Okay. And then we're going to have you empty your bladder. And then when you're done emptying your bladder, we're going to, like, stick the object in. I'm like, okay. Empty my bladder completely. This object is, like, this long wait, where's the camera? This long, okay?
Yeah, do it to where it makes it seem like, it's way bigger than I could possibly ever be. Because I'll be like, yeah, you're nowhere near that. And you'd be like, the object was this big. And I'm like, come on now.
No, I was like, the object is huge. She didn't give me like a 1, 2, 3, here we go. No, it was just like, my legs are propped up, have the blanket around me. Mind you, she also has a student with her. So I was like, she goes, oh, do you mind if there's a student? I'm like, oh, sure. I'm like, I don't know. This is new for me, so we'll figure it out. I should have said no to the student because I felt so violated. She went, just like, not a 1, 2, 3, here we go. She just went, like, straight up, like, and then I'm like, I was like, wait a minute. And then she's like, and they're like, oh, la, la, la. And then, like, doesn't say, all right, I'm going to pull it out. Nothing. She just went, Sata. I said, oh. I was like, oh, no. And then she gives me a towel. And goes, wipe yourself off. I said, she's like, oh, I'll just be out here and let me know when you're done. And she was very sweet, but, like, nowhere near that I was prepared for this. I called my mom afterwards. I said, you didn't tell me. And my mom's like, well, I had kids. So, whatever. And then my sister-in-law has, like, 7 kids. So she's like, well, I'm like, yeah, nobody prepared me for what I was about to witness and experience. And I was traumatized for that. So, long story short, I don't know why I said all that. But my insides are working as they are supposed to. I am taking some metformin to help with my insulin resistance. And then I'm working on my A1C because if you guys didn't know, I'm diabetic.
Hey, but the good news though.
What? Oh, my A1, yeah. Well, I mean, I had good news and then I had terrible news. Like, a lot of health stuff happened in, like, this past, like, 6 months. I'm, like, in the middle of going blind. Woo! Because my A1C has been very high. But my A1C is back down to a 7.3. I go to the doctor.
Which is the lowest in years.
Yes, it's a low. I mean, I give myself credit. It's the lowest it has been in years. But I think a lot of health scares happened this year that, like, I forgot. Like, oh yeah, I did go to the doctor in March to get my eyes checked. Then to turn out to find, like, I'm probably gonna go blind. And then I go from that to, like, oh, you haven't really had a period because of COVID. Because when COVID hit, my body was like, oh, this is what we're doing? Okay, cool. No period for you. To now I'm like, oh, I want to get pregnant, but I got to take this medication to, like, help regulate my, my weight and stuff and blood sugars. And so, yeah, it was great. It's a great year so far. Well, why you?
Well, of course, I haven't been to the doctor. Because, I mean, who goes to doctors? Pish posh. Anyway, so, I don't have any health news because, yeah, I haven't been to the doctor in, like, like a year or two. So, yeah, so yeah, I have no news health-wise because I've not been to the doctor. So, but, I mean, I feel fine. So, I think I'm living. Heart's beating, so I'm good. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we are trying to have kids. So, we'll see. I do need to go get, tested as well. So make sure my sperms are working.
Sperm.
You want to say sperm?
Yeah.
It's a child. So yeah, I do need to schedule something to get that done.
I just remembered.
The hell was that? She said, brain blast. Like,
no, I just remembered. I turned 30. Well, I'm 31 now, but when we recorded the podcast, I wasn't even 30 yet. I'm in my 30s, guys.
31. I'm 32.
He's 32. He's old as hell.
And it blocked it. So yeah, I'm gonna get myself checked and make sure everything's good. And if I'm good and she's good, and we're gonna try to make something work.
Yeah.
Just gonna get busy. Jack rabbits, So, so yeah, that's the, I guess the 411. I mean, like I said, nothing's really changed much, in the last 2 years, but hopefully a lot of change is to come in the next 2 years.
Oh, should we tell them about what happened to our Etsy's?
Oh yeah, Etsy's done. Etsy's fried. But they finally got me for making all the anime tumblers, so they shut me down.
Okay, so I don't understand. This is what I don't understand about Etsy. Like, everybody sells something that's like, I guess I want to say quote unquote illegal. Like, it's copyrighted. But then people keep selling it. Like, they'll sell all these images and stuff. So like we were selling tumblers. Like, we got the image, we made them, we put them up there, people would buy them. We were doing really good.
We're doing extremely well.
We were doing really, really good. And then all of a sudden, our like Etsy account got blocked, and he was like, "Oh, our Etsy got blocked." Mind you, we had to make 5 or 6 orders.
Yeah, we still had mad like tumblers to make.
Yeah, and I was like, in my head, I was like, "Are we gonna be able?"
I don't think we got paid for those. When I think about it, I don't remember though.
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah.
So like, we made them, send them. Hopefully, you guys liked them. A lot of people really did like them.
They was messing with us. Like, we was getting a lot of good reviews. We were getting a lot of sales. Like, we were making like 10 tumblers a week. Like, we was going crazy. And
because what thing about us is, like, we make sure that our product is good. Like, even if there was like a smidge something wrong with it, we would like, nope,
like, toss it,
make a new one. Sorry. And so, I would have some, he would make some. And then we got to a point where we kind of were pretty good at making them. We're like, all right, cool. Like, we knew, and I would package everything up. I would mail the stuff. And then it got blocked, and we're just like, well, because I mean, at one point we were making a couple $100s in.
Yeah, we were making some good money.
And at one point we were like, oh, this is really cool, and then it got blocked.
Then it was just over.
And so he was like, okay. And then we had one which was just like our regular like Yams Empire like Etsy, and then we had one where it was just like
the anime stuff.
Just the anime
I was only
stuff.
sending the anime stuff on a separate, because I thought, in hindsight, I was like, just in case they blocked this, I don't want this to be on our regular Etsy, so we can always go back. Nah, they blocked
took
like
both.
the whole. I guess it's like through my social security, or not even through that, because we tried to set up a new one in her name, and they wouldn't let us do it. I think it's I don't know how they know that it's us. Like, I have no idea.
So we were, because at the same time we knew in our head, we're like, we're gonna have to have like, was it Shopify?
Mm-hmm,
yeah, we knew in our head that we were gonna have to get Shopify, so that way we could
have our own website.
Yeah, website and stuff like that. And so it just we got
it just didn't happen.
we went to jail.
No, we didn't go to jail.
That's pretty much what it is. We went to jail. Etsy was like, nah.
They put us in Etsy jail.
They put us in Etsy jail. They said, nah.
Yeah, so that was a little disappointing. I mean, I knew it was always a possibility, but it was like, damn, it was just picking it up. We were just picking it up, and we was doing a lot. Like, I think I had the anime one open for maybe like 5 or 6 months, and we had like over 100 sales. Like, we were going crazy.
When I tell you, we had sales from like out of the country too. Like, we had Mexico.
We were sending shit to Mexico and England.
Yeah, Ireland, I think it was, or something.
I think it was Ireland.
Yeah.
We was going crazy. Like, we was selling a lot. We really were selling a lot, and I was excited. Like, ooh, we making some good money, pocketing some good money. And yeah, that all went away.
Yeah, and then it went
quickly. So yeah, that sucked.
So all that to say is, we're gonna take a little pause on it.
Yeah. But we did just go to this spot. It's in Fairfield area, Fairfield, Montgomery.
It's at Hoppers Point,
Sims Township. Yeah, right at Harper's Point. Shops at Harper's Point. Well, across the street from the Kroger and stuff. Where it's like this place where you can have your own kind of like booth. It's kind of like a vendor type of thing where you could be a vendor.
It's called Painting Tree Boutique.
Painting Tree,
yeah.
And you can have your own like shop there, and they manage it all. You don't have to be there. You just set it up, and they actually barcode everything. I think I'm gonna look more into it, but I think you just pay them like a certain fee a month, and your products could be sold in there. So I'm looking into that, and that might be where Yams Empire lives for a little while. And if it does really well, I mean, hey, I'll keep it going in there. They are the only one in Ohio, so but they are pretty, I think, big. They are countrywide, but it is the only one in Ohio. So I think when people see it, they want to go. I mean, it was a good amount of people in there when we were there today, so I think it does get a good amount of traffic.
It's like, I don't want to, it's like basically a big old like warehouse kind of thing, and it's like lots of little booths, like boutiques inside of it, and it's a lot of like, I don't want to call it junk or like it's just like
it's
a lot of like
different knickknacks,
yes,
different things that people make themselves
yes,
or resell or something.
Yeah.
So you'll have a booth that makes candles, or a booth that has shirts, a booth that has like hand woven purses and pouches, or a booth that has magnets. You know what I mean? Like
stickers,
you know what I mean?
socks,
Stickers and socks. So it's like a whole like you can literally go in there and find like it was booths that had like treats, like desserts, make cookies and brownies and stuff. Like it was a little bit of everything in there. So I mean it looked really cool. I enjoyed being in there, and it made me feel like, okay, maybe this is a place that we can, sell our wares. And I mean, we still have like a couple, I think a whole crate full of like tumblers that are made, what I mean, that we can definitely, because I did a vendor thing. We did a couple of vendor things over the last like year or two. Like last October, I went to this fall festival type of thing where we had a vendor booth and we sold. And then we did one the year before in November or December. It was a Christmas one that we sold, and we actually did pretty well at that one. So I still got like a lot of Christmas tumblers left over from that winter, and a lot of like anime tumblers and stuff that we did for the vendor thing that we did last October. So we have a good amount of stuff that's ready to go. And we can make like just regular shirts. Like we're not gonna do all that vinyl like we used to, because that vinyl was just so expensive. It takes so much time.
And then, okay, I don't want to cut you off, but I feel like we kind of undersold our like vinyl shirts, because some of the stuff that I've been seeing at like the paintry stuff, like they were selling like some slippers that you can get from like Marshall's for like $32. And I'm like, holy crap, we get these for like $8 at that store. And like some of these prices that I kind of saw, I was like, that's a little like steep, me personally. But then like we were selling our vinyl shirts for like $20, knowing now that I know, I'm like, oh, we understand.
Yeah, because the vinyl is so expensive. It's so, and it takes so much time, and it's like you don't get as much out of it, or you can have like scraps and stuff. But if you're making like bigger things, like you're gonna use a roll that costs maybe $20, and you might get like 2-3 shirts out of it. Depending on what you're making, and you know what I mean. So it's just a lot. And it takes time. You got to sit there and you got to weed it out. You got to make sure it's good and press it. But with the sublimation, it's just so much easier. So I think when we go back, we're going to just like have a lot of sublimation shirts, Reds, Bengals, things of that nature. Maybe some anime shirts, if the anime is really popping off out there. But yeah, it's just something that I'm looking forward to, eventually looking into and doing the research like I do. And yeah, seeing how...
That's the one thing about us. We always do a lot of research.
Yeah, I got to do the research. I research something for a long time before I make the move and pull the
plug.
Yeah, no, the plug, that's a bad thing. Pull, I don't know, whatever. Start the switch. I don't know. Because pull the plug is like, we're ending it. But, before I pull the trigger. Before I pull the trigger. There you go.
I pull the lever. Wrong lever.
So, yeah, I'm going to be looking into that. And, I'll let you guys know if I end up getting a booth. Not I, but us, if we end up putting Yams Empire out there.
Look, I'll decorate the booth. That's
Facts.
me.
Some of them booths,
I'm going to get it.
I need to know a lot. I want to know, like, do we provide all these, like, because it was like some booths that was like really decked out. Some of them had like lights, and I don't know, we could probably get like a neon sign. They're pretty cheap if you can get one. But like, yeah, it was a lot of decked out booths. I'm like, damn, did we provide all the shelving and stuff? Like, did we do all of that ourselves? Because I'm like, might be a couple $100 to like really deck the booth out for us to get ready. But I'm willing, because it looked cool, and
I mean, if we're gonna do some of these like booths, I feel like we should start like getting a neon sign and just put Yams on it.
Yeah, facts. I'm willing to do that. Cause I saw some of people's signs and stuff. I'm like, okay, those are pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely want to get like a sign. And it was like certain booths had cameras. I don't know if they provide their own cameras or not, if they provide the cameras for them. But if they don't provide the camera, I can get like a nice little, cheap little security camera or whatever to keep an eye on the booth. But yeah, it looked promising, looked exciting. I like the store, I like the ambiance. I like a lot of the booths were cool. So yeah, I'm definitely down. But yeah, shit, what else we got going on? Also, I don't want to talk about that actually, because I'm like, after what happened to Mike, plug Mike.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'll chill on that for a second until, things are in motion.
Yeah.
But yeah, potentially some exciting things coming up in the future. Yeah, speaking of Mike, I'm gonna just plug his joint. I know we're 40 minutes in, but I'll put them in the description too. What Do You Mean podcast? I've been listening to that religiously. Pretty good podcast, funny as hell. You guys would definitely enjoy that. Listen to his story. I'm gonna say the name of the episode. Hold on, it's right at the top of my Spotify. Or well, it was, but I think I listened to so much music today it went away. Oh, there it goes. Oh, he had a new episode that came out today. I didn't even see this. Jumping into middle school. Okay, Mike. I'm definitely listening to that today. But the episode, it's just I got fired. Listen to that story, crazy story. But yeah, I didn't see you had one that came out today. So definitely gonna be listening to that. But yeah, you want to end it here, or you got something else you want to get off your chesticles? My
chesticles? No, I think this is a good
first episode.
Good first episode.
And what kind of nailed down, what we want to talk about, where we want to go with this podcast, what we want to do.
Also, please, give us, if you guys have relationship, questions, let us know. So if you want to hear our,
we'll talk
opinions.
about it. We'll be honest with it.
Yeah.
Anything you want us to talk about, bring up on the podcast, we're down.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm down to talk about whatever. As long as we're keeping it
appropriate and respectful.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, definitely that. But just keeping a good flow. I don't want it to sound like we get on here and just ramble. I thought some of our podcasts when we were doing
were
like
definitely
that. We got to have a new podcast up this week, so we just sit down and we just ramble on, and it's like, what are we even talking about?
There was some that I was actually good.
We had some great episodes.
Yeah.
We also had some that were just
I think
all right, it's been 40 minutes. I think we did enough.
I think the one that was I found very cringe was, especially when we turned it into us when we had to talk about our relationship. I remember I can feel it. I would just shut down. I'm not talking about it.
Relationship segment or whatever. Yeah.
And then we were talking about our relationship, and I'm and then I'm just you can tell my eyes start getting watery. After we cut the cameras, I was crying see.
That happened a lot.
He's like, you should, but you said you wanted to. I'm like,
you wanted this podcast to be like this. And she was like, So yeah, and I just wanted to be cohesive. I wanted it to sound like I want us to talk and it flow loosely, but I also don't want it to seem like we're just rambling. So I do want to kind of come in with topics every week, and just really plan it. I just don't want to feel like what the hell are they talking about? It's just kind of talking in circles for the last 20 minutes. We're just trying to fill a time quota. All right, we can get to at least 35 minutes. We're good. I don't want it to seem forced like that. So if some episodes are an hour and 5, and if some episodes are just 29 minutes, it is what it is. I don't want to just try to feel like we're trying to.
I think a minimum should be at least 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah,
30 minutes.
That's perfect.
The minimum is 30 minutes. And then whatever from there is whatever.
Yeah, whatever extra is whatever.
But I think we need to have a minimum of 30 minutes because I feel like we can talk for we've been talking for 43 minutes, and we just gave them a whole bunch of life updates.
Basically.
So
yeah. I think we can at least do that much. So yeah, guys, this is the first episode back to the remixed. Is it remixed up? Yeah, remixed up podcast.
Remixed up, or are we doing so remixed?
So remixed podcast. That's what you like?
Hold on. Say it both.
So remixed podcast. So remixed up.
Ooh, but remixed up podcast or so remixed up? No. Remixed up podcast. I think
remixed up podcast. All right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be able to say it.
Remixed up. Remixed up.
Oh,
podcast.
we messed up.
We messed up or remessed? We messed up. Nah, cause we didn't mess nothing up. I don't like that. Don't like that.
He said veto.
Remixed up. Yeah,
that was
a hard veto.
He said, end this now.
Okay,
over. No. We never messed up.
But thank you guys for whoever listened, whoever watched on YouTube. Like I said, this episode will be up on, Spotify and all that.
Eventually.
Soon. I'll let you guys know for sure. Thank you guys for watching. We truly do appreciate it. Thanks for getting our butts in the gear, Mike. We really do appreciate it. She's really appreciative of that. She was like, maybe we needed someone to get in our ass, pause, and just put that fire up under us to sit down and get this done. So
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna go on a little tangent. Like I feel like when you do something for a long time, people are like, oh yeah, like it, but then when you don't hear from people, and then you're just like, man, like, do you even want to start it? Like, is anyone gonna listen? And then you have someone who's like, okay, when are you guys coming back? Like, it's been a long time. And you're like, oh, dang, like, we still have, even if it's just one person, like, okay, cool, like, we still have somebody
like, we got
there.
Somebody that's listening to us, and that's enough to be like, okay, yeah, we sorry we left you. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have. All right, so good time to end it. All right,
yeah. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. We out. Peace.